Hi, this is Larry. This is a presentation of my project proposal. My project is about adding new features to my online pizza ordering system, so it allows customers to order food from many different restaurants. And this video will be about how I converted scope into relevant work breakdown structure and further translate the WBS into a manageable schedule. Finally, I will briefly talk about cost issues. So for scope, I have three main categories for my for example, such as new features, scaling performance, and other issues. The first feature is about adding support for customers to order food from different restaurants. The second one is about communicating order information between my website and the point of sale system of different restaurants. This feature is kind of my selling point because it sends order directly to the point of system instead of receiving order from fax machine or many tablets of different brands and being crunched into the point of system by the cashier. I think this feature could save some efforts for cashiers. This very feature could also save ingredients for restaurant owners because the real-time update about the order information between the point of sale and my website could tell the cook in time whether the order will be cancelled or not, or whether any status got changed. So this is a very good feature for the restaurant owners. Customized menu is to presenting food with animations. Actually, this is a Papa John's website's idea I borrowed. There are potential risks such as infringement of copyright or collecting picture of food is no fun because of the nature of the development. Customer may complain about the difference between the picture of the food and the actual food. So right now I'm really on the fence about this feature, but I may consider if I have a better solution. For performance, because customers are allowed to order food from many restaurants instead of just one or two, so caching mechanism must be in play to solve this problem. And performance monitor may help me to pinpoint which part of the code caused the bottleneck during busy hours. For other issues, they all involve change management. This is important because one of my goals is to streamline my development process so I can rapidly develop new features without breaking the old ones. This is one of the reasons for tracking dependency as well. Which bring another note about dependency, which is about loose coupling. If you have a tight coupling between components as your size of the project grows, it will be hard to maintain the code. It's easy to make mistake when you are making changes, because making change of the one part means you have to change a lot of different parts. So version control system is the tool for me to be able to fall back on previous solution quickly if my current solution is not ideal. So by the way, I feel more confident about using Git as I can as I got some insight from designing a system like Git in the course itec645. By the way, so my work breakdown structure is pretty consistent with my scope, but I made a few changes. For example, I moved the performance monitor under the new features category because it has its utility to the user, namely the user is me. You can say it belongs to both front-end development and back-end development, but it seemed to be redundant to put the same information on both parts. Same reason for caching mechanism, but since caching mechanism is not a new feature, it might be related to all the features, but it's not a feature, so I put it under the refactor, and it's a separate issue from front-end and back-end refactoring. So there are potential risks for all the new features. If I don't have an airtight security, for example, losing credit card information to the hackers, it makes me lose customers forever. It's the same for performance issue. If I cannot handle heavy traffic, customers may lose patience. But there's a chance the customer will give you another try in the future, so maybe not serious as a security issue. So technical difficulty, this is about a trade-off between easy solution, and sometimes you use easy solution because currently you don't have enough knowledge to deal with the technical difficulty, but easy solution often it's vulnerable to certain security issues. Because of the identified risks, which made me realize the refactor is the most important part of my project. I think a new feature should be finished after the refactor is done. All the refactors part is done. So this is a rough timeline based on the work breakdown structure, and I added manageable tasks under all the categories. And this tool is pretty useful. It will generate the Gantt chart from a straightforward list. You can also update the duration of each task very easily. I think the most which bring one of the lessons I learned from the other classmate. Nick mentioned how he weekly update the task duration for his project manager. This was pretty useful, and this very tool can change to different view, but it's just a different representation of the same data. For example, this board, it put all the tasks under different category, such as complete, in progress, or to-do list. You can also customize the categories by yourself. So for cost issue, there are two major categories. Development time, for me, is pretty tricky but manageable if you have done your homework on work breakdown structure. You could be very productive. if the work breakdown structure is clear. Hosting fee, I'm very worried about this if I decide to running this website as a business. But I remember my boss could help me fund the project. If he offer me money for hosting fee, I think I can offer free service for his restaurants. So it's a win-win. Hosting fee has an implication over development time because some brand of the hosting service post a steep learning curve, and it also means you have to change your own code to be compatible with their configurations and the settings. And like I said, there are lessons learned, especially from the time management, about how Nick weekly update the task duration for his project manager, so the project manager can track the progress. I think I understand the importance of a weekly update. That's more, I think it's more responsive to changes in that way. For scope management, I learned how to identify risk on each part of the scope I define, so I can prioritize between them. Decide which one should be done first and which one should be done at later. Thank you for watching. That's all about my presentation.